Okay, I think we can get started, everybody. So welcome. My name is Ann Morgan. I'm hosting tonight. It's meeting with Ann Glesner, Susie Cotter, Tina Poquette, Barb Groutman, Beth Bowers hiding in the back, doing our counts and taking care of things there. So we would like to do a shout out to all of the 100+ volunteers. So there are a lot of things that happen behind the scenes with tracking memberships, donations, planning the meetings, marketing, tech. So anyway, there's a lot of people. So thank you to all those volunteers. And if you're interested in helping, please let us know. We want to do a shout out to Yenny Bexel Spot, who has been with us from the very beginning. Back in July of 2018, she came up to me and said, "What do you need?" And I was like, "What? Okay, this might just happen." So thank you, Yenny. We really appreciate it. Because of her, you don't have to pay membership fees, and 100% of your donations go, yeah, yeah. And a big shout out to the foundation. Huge help for us because administratively they're processing all the donations, and it's a big help for us, but it's also a big help for the nonprofits because they used to get 100 checks and have to send out tax letters to everybody. Now they get 1 or 2 checks and that's it. And so thank you to the foundation. Big shout out to them. So tonight, here's our agenda. We're going to hear from the nonprofits and vote, have a business update, and we'll hear from a prior award recipient, Lakeshore Cap Food Pantry, and do our drawing, and then we'll announce awards. So our goal is to connect like-minded women to make a meaningful impact in our community. So we're all gathered here together. Our main purpose is to raise money for nonprofits in Door County. So that's why we're here. And our core values support this mission and can be remembered by community first, which I think is very appropriate. So check out our website and for more details on those. Tonight, our members who are presenting are being brave. They're sharing an organization with you that they're passionate about. And part of what we do at 100+ Women is we're lifting up the community, but we're lifting up one another. So please give them your full attention, big rounds of applause. And with that, I would like to introduce Sarah Glenn presenting on Peninsula Players Theater.
Okay. I'm Sarah Glenn. I'm the current chair of Peninsula Players Theater. And I am a year-round resident, and I've served on the board of the Players for the past 17 years. Right, 17 years. And I'm not alone. We have many board members who we call lifers, and there's just something about the Players that once you get involved, you can't get out. And I mean that in the best way possible. So I'm guessing that most of you are familiar with Peninsula Players, which has been a Door County icon for generations. But a quick overview, we're a nonprofit professional theater that produces 5 shows every season. These shows include comedies, thrillers, musicals, dramas. We are the oldest resident summer theater in the country, and we are heading into our 90th season this year. Every year we serve about 35,000 patrons who come to the theater, and many of them plan their vacations to Door County around specifically coming to a show with the Players. So we feel great about the impact that we have on our tourist-based economy. I personally am passionate about the Players, for one, because I know Door County would not be the special place that it is without the arts culture that we have. It's what sets Door County apart from other vacation destinations. I'm proud to be a part of an organization that was instrumental in launching live theater on the peninsula back in 1935, bringing metropolitan quality theater to our little wooded shores. And I'm proud of the high artistic standards that we've been able to maintain for 90 years. More than that, I've come to appreciate the educational component of the Players' mission. For as long as I can remember, we've had our internship program, which brings 10 college students or recent graduates to live on campus each summer and learn their craft from resident professionals. It's an amazing opportunity for hands-on experience in set design, lighting, sound, costumes, and more. Additionally, in recent years, we've worked to expand our scholarship program and outreach to our high school students in the area. Every year, all 5 Door County schools are invited to bring students to a special matinee, which is often the first time these kids experience live theater. For those students who are really dedicated to theater and or music, we offer a scholarship opportunity to all of the high schools as well to help them follow their dreams. And as we know, learning does not stop after formal schooling. So throughout the year, we offer pre-show seminars and post-show discussions for our patrons of all ages who want more in-depth understanding of the work. So the exceptional quality of our theater production is enough, but the player's experience offers so much more. So why are we here tonight? Through great fiscal prudence and strict budgeting, our organization is proud to be able to cover about 70% of our operating expenses through ticket sales. It's really unusual for a nonprofit theater. The other roughly 30% is covered by grants and donations to our annual fund. But from time to time, there are one-off capital expenditures that require additional fundraising. So at this time, we are in dire need of a new vehicle to transport our props, costumes, set pieces, building materials, and the like that we purchase, borrow, rent for our shows from areas as far as Milwaukee and Chicago. Our current van is over 25 years old. I learned today it's from 1999 and has over 200,000 miles on it. So in the spirit of frugality, we've run this van to the end of its life. But it is no longer safe for our staff and our interns to drive. So the new to us used van that we've identified to replace it has a larger capacity, meaning streamlining trips to the lumberyard or eliminating the need to rent U-Haul trailers for larger props. And it has modern safety features to keep our crew and staff safe. While tonight's award won't cover the full cost of the van, it would be incredibly helpful in getting us into position to purchase it before the start of the season, which will be here before we know it. So thank you so much for your consideration. We really appreciate this opportunity to present for this award, and thank you for this wonderful group of women who come together to do this all these years. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sarah. And I would now like to welcome for questions the Development Director for the Peninsula Players Theater, Danielle Zamanda. Welcome, Danielle.
Thank you. Thanks, Ann. Hi, everybody. Thank you again for having us here and for this
Who-
incredible opportunity.
Who's got the first question? We're going to hop right in to the questions.
You did. You covered it all.
And Peter, and her answer was interesting. I'll ask it for the rest of us. What are you doing in the off season since you're not doing any plays?
We actually have a winter play reading series which begins next week on Monday. It's called The Play's the Thing, and we do one play reading on the first Monday of February, March, and April at 7 o'clock at Bjorklanden. So it's free to the public. It's part of our community outreach programming. So I encourage you all to come see it. Our first one next week is part of Door County Reads and in conjunction with the book chosen for this year. So please come check us out. We're still very much active doing the play readings, and those of us who are full-time are doing our jobs full-time during the winter. Fundraising does not stop just because there are no shows going on.
Hi, I'm not sure if you mentioned your annual budget.
We have about a $2 million budget.
I'll ask a question. I know you recently had a big capital campaign for your housing. Is that now finished? Everything is done?
Everything is wrapped up with housing. We've had new interns and staff living in it for 2 years, 2 seasons now, and it has truly changed the life of our company and the quality of life of everyone who lives on campus. Because prior we did not have running water in majority of the facilities that our interns and staff were living in. Now everyone has bathrooms, heat, and modern amenities that we take advantage every day. Now everybody has access to it, the players.
How do you decide on the shows that you're going to do, perform?
That's a great question. That is the job of our artistic director, Linda Fortunato. So we take a look at shows that we've done in the past, but she is active in Chicago, checking out shows weekly, reading new plays, seeing new musicals to see what might be a fit for Door County. And with this winter play reading series, it's actually a chance for us to kind of do a sneak preview. So if Linda has something she wants to test, because it's a lot of the community, the Door County community who are coming to these play readings. So it's a great barometer as to, oh, wow, they really enjoyed this reading. I think it's something we might be able to fit into the season.
Okay, we have 23 people on our Zoom portion of the
Great.
meeting, and someone has a question. She said, can you talk more about your efforts with kids in education? What do you do and how is this funded?
Sure, absolutely. Our main objective with children specifically, because often our shows are programmed more so towards adults. We do have shows that are kid friendly. Just recently, we changed our student pricing to make the theater more accessible to young families, the next generation of theater goers and theater supporters. So we have cut the cost of student tickets in half from the adult ticket price, which is incredible. And then each season we try, if the fall show is appropriate, we invite all of the local high schools to a matinee. So we work very hard to try and get as many of the schools to participate as possible. And if needed, we do fundraising for the schools if they need support to get them here. Because like Sarah said, a lot of the times, this is the first time these students are exposed to professional live theater, which is an incredible thing that we get to do for the local community.
We have time for one quick question. Nothing? All right, we have just 30 seconds left. So thank you, Danielle.
Thank you all.
Okay, so next up, I would like to welcome Mary Moroder to present on behalf of the Climate Change Coalition of Door County. Welcome, Mary.
Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity to speak with you on behalf of the Climate Change Coalition of Door County. We are deeply inspired by the generosity and the mission of 100 Women, and we're honored to share how your support could help us make another meaningful difference in our community. I joined the Climate Coalition of Door County because of my deep connection to nature, going back to my childhood. Growing up in a family of 11, the only place we vacationed was a small island cottage that my grandfather built in the 1930s. Back then, we spent days swimming, fishing, and exploring the woods. Today, that lake tells a different story. Algae blooms and farm runoff have made it unsafe to swim, and only 2 fish species exist when 50 thrived. Now my grandchildren cherish hiking, swimming, and fishing here in Door County. I joined this mission to ensure that they and their grandchildren inherit a Door County that is as beautiful and as vibrant as ever. I shared with my granddaughter, Roya, tonight's purpose, and she asked me to share this with you. I'm going to keep the land and water clean, healthy, and happy, and I hope you do too. And I'm really proud she wanted me to share her voice. The Climate Coalition serves all of Door County as a nonpartisan organization dedicated to increasing understanding of climate change and inspiring action. Through education, outreach, and dialogue, we connect individuals, organizations, and policymakers to address climate challenges and adapt to its impact. Here are some initiatives we are leading. The Big Plant, distributing and planting over 10,000 trees annually, helping sequester carbon and beautify our community. The Door County Compost Initiative, reducing food waste and returning nutrients to the soil. Solar power education and advocacy, giving residents and businesses opportunities to move toward clean energy solutions. We also host numerous workshops and events covering topics like energy smart living, regenerative farming, and even climate art projects for children. With just 2 employees and 80 dedicated volunteers, we stretch every dollar of our $90,000 annual budget to make these programs possible. Tonight, I want to share an exciting initiative we're working to grow, our Junior Climate Stewardship Arts Labs. Last year, we piloted a program with an incredible educator, Jill Newman. Jill led workshops at local libraries where children created art inspired by Door County's natural beauty, trees, butterflies, water, and while learning about how they can protect what they love. It was powerful to see these children not only express their hopes and concerns through art, but also to discover their voice and their ability to shape their future. With the support of your donation, we aim to hire Jill Newman as our lead art educator and program coordinator. Expand this program to partner with established organizations like the Ridges Sanctuary, Gibraltar School, and Peninsula Art School. We want to reach children all across Door County, empowering them to combine their creativity with environmental stewardship. Your generosity will allow us to equip the next generation with the tools to care for the environment, combining knowledge with creativity and action. After all, teaching children to see their connection to the earth and to show this connection to earth in their unique artistic creations is just like planting a tree. What begins as something small becomes something transformative. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So tonight, I invite you to join us in making an impact. Together, we can help Door County's children find their voice, protect the environment and ours, and plant seeds for a brighter, more sustainable future. Thank you for your consideration and your commitment to building a stronger community for generations to come.
We almost had an incident. So thank you very much, Mary, appreciate that. So here to field questions on behalf of the Climate Change Coalition are Jeff Lutzy and Jess Renke. Please welcome them. All right, who has the first question?
I'm so inspired by our 3 different groups who are coming because it reminds me that we live in a bubble up here, true blessed bubble. And whoever ends up being the beneficiaries of our contributions, I'm fine with it. But I'm really impressed by the attention that you're paying to the next generation. Given what's happening federally, pulling away from worldwide climate acknowledgement, I do. Okay. so I struggle with control, and we only have control over our immediate environment. And I'm curious, how many children are you able to quantify? How many children or groups that you actually work with? It would just be interesting to see what that impact would be right here and now. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, great question. And we have the same feelings that you do for sure on what we can do, what we are doing, what we're capable of doing. Specifically, the pilot program that we tried last year was, and we executed was 6 different library events and then 1 homeschool event. And each of those had between a couple of kids and 12 kids. And with this program, we really want to ramp it up, make it a little bit more formal. And it would be 2 different classes with 12 kids each and 8-week programs that would be between April and May. And it, making it work with the school system and the timing, both for the homeschoolers as well as the Gibraltar kids. And this would be this year's program. We're building on the little pilot program last year to this, a bigger one, more formal with Peninsula School Art and Gibraltar and the different schools, so that hopefully we can learn and get better and do the same, similar and better program with Sevastopol, Southern Door, and Sturgeon Bay, and Washington Island.
Okay, we've got a few questions that have come in from our online participants. They're wondering, is the Door County organization part of a bigger or more national organization?
No, the Climate Change Coalition of Door County is its own small nonprofit. We're part of a partnership, the Lakeshore Natural Resource Partnership, in which there's 17 other small groups that kind of work together and share notes all the way down to Ozaukee County, down to Milwaukee. But yeah, no greater organization. It's small. Door County's in our name, and that's our mission.
All right, yeah, the work stays here. The next question was, does the group do advocacy work for climate change at the state or national level?
No, not at all. No, yeah, our focus is climate education and action here with the tree planting, composting, solar educators.
Okay. And one more, the organization's wonderful initiatives are very focused on the environment. Why are you called Climate Coalition instead of Environment Coalition?
Great. Yeah, great question. Our founders, Roy Thilley and Mary Smythe, and a group of other really dedicated volunteers started the small organization 10 years ago. And they wanted climate to be number one. That this was some 10 years ago when if you surveyed the country and the world and you looked at all the results, there'd be less than 50% of people that believed it was happening, believed we were doing it, believed we could do anything about it. And fortunately, we're at a better spot now or worse spot, because we know it's happening, we know we're doing it, we know we can do something about it. But we needed to make climate being front and forward to say this, we have to say the word. A lot of us that work for a bunch of other nonprofits in conservation didn't say the word and are scared to say the word, and we're not, and we shouldn't be, because that's the goal. It's to help prevent the worst effects of climate, and then to make sure we're ready when we get there to be resilient and to adapt and be safe against it. So that's why we want that to be front and center. And we're a coalition that works with all the other groups. We're really excited to plant trees with the Land Trust and Crossroads and the Ridges and everybody.
Thank you very much. Okay, and last up is Deb Davis, presenting on behalf of Northern Door Pride. So please welcome Deb.
Glasses. Hi. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. There we go. On behalf of myself and Northern Door Pride, thank you for this opportunity to speak tonight. To me, Northern Door Pride is about matters of the heart and creating a community, and that is a difficult thing to monetize. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you a little bit of history. In 2020, Owen arrived from LA to Door County to help a friend in need, and thankfully has stayed here ever since. But he found that we needed a community between our LGBTQA plus people and the rest of us who hopefully are all allies. In 2021, Owen started the Pride celebration. It was the first time it had ever been done in Northern Door, at least, that I know of. And he took any money that was donated through that first Pride celebration and put it towards getting a 501c3. The next year, in 2022, the 501c3 was granted and a board of directors was chosen, and they developed a mission statement, which is this: to inspire the community to be the best version of themselves by embracing everyone, promoting self-acceptance, and providing a safe environment to do so. There are 4 events that Northern Door Pride is responsible for. One is a Halloween party, which is exactly that. It's costumes, it's fun, it's a blast. And that Halloween party, any donations that Northern Door Pride receives from that goes towards the Pride celebration, which is another huge celebration. It happens every year in June. It's practically an entire day, an entire evening event. It includes family, children. The nighttime is for adults because there's beer and wine served, and it's a big old dance party more than anything else. But it's a wonderful celebration that brings the community together. The next is the Huggin' Night. Huggin' Night takes place right before the holidays. It's there are teams, and I call them reindeer games. They're holiday games, and it's super, super fun. And any donations that are brought in with the Huggin' Night go to a family in need. And in the past, it's been anywhere from $800 to $1,200. And all of that goes to a family. And then there's Cabaret. Cabaret is happening in just a couple of weeks. And this year it's 2 nights, and it's going to be at the Gold Theater. And it is song and dance. And if anybody knows Owen, they know that he is a song and dance man. And it is a wonderful celebration. And if you've not been there, I highly recommend that you go. But 3 scholarships come out of Cabaret Night, which is pretty cool. There's a $1,500 scholarship going to a student for the arts. There's a $1,500 scholarship going to a student for equity and diversity, and there's this $1,000 scholarship going to a student for equity and diversity. Now, those are some Northern Door Pride facts. Now I'm going to get on to the caring part. Look around you. This is a room filled with people who care, but this is a room filled with all women. Pardon me, gentlemen. I know I got a couple here tonight. We are here to support one another, which we all do, and we do some serious good along the way. Our LGBTQA plus population needs and deserves community as well. Imagine going into a group setting, not knowing whether or not you'll be accepted. I can pretty much assure you that I can go into any setting and be pretty comfortable, pretty confident, and know that I'm not going to have a problem. But I think that could be different for a lesbian woman, wondering if she's going to be accepted, wondering if a group will embrace her the way a group embraces the rest of us. That is where Northern Door Pride helps in ways that I personally cannot. The unknown fosters fear, and Northern Door Pride is giving us life lessons on how to be a supportive part of the community we know little about. Northern Door Pride is helping us to be allies. This is our chance to expand doing good, embracing diversity, and promoting equity. I wear this hat a lot. For anybody who knows me, they know I wear this hat a lot. And part of it is to cover my hair because I'm too lazy to do it. But part of it
is because this says choose love, and it is really the way I choose to live my life. I'll end with a quote posted on Instagram by Northern Door Pride last week. In times of uncertainty, we must stay strong and hold true to ourselves and each other. We are living in a society of so much hate, division, misinformation, and fear-mongering. Let's keep moving forward and continue to stand for what is right, what is true, and what is the most powerful weapon we have, love. Thank you for listening and considering Northern Door Pride and your giving vote tonight. We have been given three beautiful charities from which to choose. Just remember to always choose love. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. So here to represent Northern Door Pride is the president, Owen Alabato. Welcome, Owen. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes again for questions, and just remember we want questions.
Hi, Owen. How are you?
I'm good. How
I
are
have
you?
2 questions for you. The first one is, where do you get the majority of your funding?
Mhm.
The second one, if you were to receive, or well, will get the award, where will you use the money at within your organization?
Predominantly, we are funded by private donations that are done at our event, and then sometimes we get big donations from a private donor. We also have received a grant in the past as well that help us with our events. This specific grant, if it's a larger amount, the board has decided that we would love to fund a documentary to share the LGBTQ history of Door County, to tell the tales of the people that have been here for many, many years, also tell the tales of people who have only been here for 5 years. And so that's kind of what we would want to do with a big chunk of money. What would be nice is to start, also if a smaller chunk of money is to get away from the smaller cash donations as opposed to being able to fund through a bigger grant.
We've got a couple of questions that have come in online. The first is, are there plans to expand the scholarship program?
Yes, if as the cabaret grows, last year we sold out and had to turn people away, so that's why we're doing 2 nights this year. And hopefully, the more money we make, the more scholarship money we'll be able to give away. Because the school districts are smaller classes, obviously we want to maybe just bulk the 3 up as opposed to giving out multiples. But I will tell you, the scholarship essays that I've read, it's like so hard to say no to any of them. They're very moving and profound and wonderful to see that the youth of today is fighting the fight and doing good things.
Okay. Can you talk about the similarities and differences between Northern Door Pride and Door County Open Door Pride?
Yes, I get this question a lot. Open Door Pride, I think, is more focused on policy and sort of proclamations, where Northern Door Pride is very community-based. And this question was asked to me once, what would you do if your nonprofit didn't need to do that work anymore? Like everyone was accepting and loving. And I think the biggest thing that Northern Door Pride is about is community building and mental health and being there for each other, whether you're LGBTQ or not. And I think that's what we're going to keep. That's what makes us a lot different than Open Door Pride, is because we're more about that community vibe, if that makes sense.
My question was on that same vein with Sturgeon Bay or the Open Door Pride, and just wondering if you got this grant, the documentary itself, you say is inclusive of obviously all of Door County and the history of Door County. So is that something that you would consider working with them in conjunction with their members as well?
Oh, yes. I actually just had a meeting with them this morning. Open Door Pride and Northern Door Pride do work together a lot on joint things. And I think what is beautiful about Door County is there's so much talent up here. And there's people up here that are filmmakers. There are people that have film experience, and there's people up here that want to tell their stories. So all of Door County, not just Northern Door County. I mean, there's people in Sturgeon Bay that would love to share their stories, or even just hold a boom mic.
How are you going to face it politically now with our newest election? And
I'm all about positivity, and I'm all about how do we actually talked about this morning in this cabinet meeting in Sturgeon Bay. We fighting fire with fire, yes, but then sometimes you need to be the water and you need to be the calm. And how we respond to hate and how do we respond with legislation that might take away rights is keep pushing forward in a way that makes people listen instead of react. Listen, not react. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you to all of our presenters. So now, time to vote. Remember that this, for folks live stream, please vote online now if you haven't already do so. And just a friendly reminder that it's one vote per team.
So since inception, July of 2018, we have raised through tonight over $679,000 for 65 local nonprofit organizations. So well done, you. You guys are awesome. Tonight, the total award will be about $32,000. So yes, well done. Now my button is working, so we're good. Okay, so this also includes the matching grant that we're eligible to apply for each quarter. And so far, we've taken advantage of that to the tune of $55,000. So that is exciting as well. Most recently, the Door County Food Pantry Coalition received a check for $5,000. So thank you to Kathy Edmondson for nominating them. Volunteering with 100 plus WWC. I mentioned this a little bit in the beginning, and I just wanted to spend a little time on this now. I guess the thing that we've heard about most recently, because we're a very serious group that wants to raise money for local nonprofits, and that's why we all get together. But it turns out we really like to be social. So, and one of the things that's come up a few times is people would like food during our social hour. And we, in the past, have organized, people could volunteer to bring food, and we divided it up by alphabet, and we've done different things. But what it gets down to is somebody needs to coordinate that all. And there's a little bit of work to that. And we just need somebody that really wants to take the rein on that if you want. If you're okay with our popcorn and what we're doing, we're okay with it. But if you want more, you got to speak up and talk to us, and we can test things out. So that was my big message today. Okay, here's our new givers since our last giving. Wait a second. Joan is saying something. Katie, yeah? Oh, do you want to say something? Oh, okay. Okay. We'll talk to you, Katie. All right. Excellent. Okay. All right. Katie and Gloria are going to bring us food. Awesome. Okay. So new givers since our last meeting in October. If you're here, could you stand up? Any of our new members here? Oh, yes. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Welcome, and thank you all for your referrals. That's a big way we get new members. We have business cards spread around, so please grab a business card to share. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Susie. In this little box, I'm sure, there we go. Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Susie Cotter, and I don't have a lot to say tonight, but I do want to touch base about our Warm Hands, Warm Hearts. Which one?
Yeah.
Perfect. In December, we had our annual Warm Hands, Warm Hearts event. which was held at the Horseshoe Bay Country Club. And for those of you who couldn't make it, we had around 70 women, and it was so much fun. It's a holiday party, a time to gather and mingle with other members and perhaps meet new friends. Spot has been with us the last couple of years and put on a beautiful fashion show, which was really fun, and had a pop-up shop. So some of the money that through their sales goes to Door County Secret Santa. And what our main goal there is to raise contributions for what is needed through the Door County Boys and Girls Club and the YMCA. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably into the thousands of donations. So it didn't just come from the 70, it came from a lot of you. And we're so grateful for that. And every year they are so grateful. So we were lucky enough to have Chelsea with us from the Boys and Girls Club and give us a little information about the good that they do down there and how we affect them. But I just wanted to read this short note to you from Tanya Fellhofer. Dear women of 100+ women who care, on behalf of the YMCA's Community Closet, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks for the generous donation of personal care items from your members. Your kindness and support are making a profound difference in the lives of those in need, and we are deeply grateful for your commitment to helping others. The items you contributed with will provide much needed comfort to individuals and families, and your generosity is a true testament to the compassion and spirit of your community. We are truly honored to have you as a valued partner in this vital work. Once again, thank you for your thoughtfulness and for making a lasting impact. That says it all. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. Okay. My slide, my button slide. So here we are. This is our website, the banner on the website, everything you need. You can join us, nominate a nonprofit, which is really easy to do, link to donate online, and a link to 100+ Carol. So share our website. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sandy Soick from the Lakeshore. There you are. I was looking around for you. Lakeshore Cap Food Pantry. Welcome, Sandy.
Thank you so much for inviting me back to report on how we spent your funds. You got a generous donation from the 100 Women Plus Who Care and the Schultz Foundation. It certainly came in handy, as you will see. This is our building. There's a ramp on the left side there that goes right up into the food pantry. This year we served 6,100, or into 2024, 6,156 Door County residents. 1,828 were children, 958 senior citizens. That's 27%, a 27% increase from 2023. That's what our pantry looks like. With your help, we provided over 104 tons of food to Door County residents. That's our warehouse. That's our USDA food, our warehouse manager. That's just one corner. So our volunteers dedicated 2,764 hours to the pantry. They came in during snowstorms. They came in when it's 35 below zero wind chill. I talked a lot about the volunteers last year and how they made a big difference in our pantry. I'm so thankful for them. We wouldn't be here, and our pantry clients wouldn't be as happy as they are when we leave. So I've got a few funny little pictures. Here's one. These are, this is our Thursday volunteers. Whoops, can I go back? There's our 7 a.m. volunteers. That short guy there in the sweater was in last Tuesday when it was probably 35 minus wind chill, going to Walmart and Target to pick up. The taller guy in the gray t-shirt was there a couple weeks ago, and it was probably 20 below wind chill when he was doing the same thing. Well, here's us in our cute little outfits, our Christmas. We like to make people laugh when they come in. And to top it off, we are so grateful, truly grateful for everything that you have done for us. Thank you, Lisa, for nominating us, and thank you, 100 Women Who Care, for selecting us as a grantee. Thank you for believing in the mission of Lakeshore CAP and the Pantry, and believing that we would use your grant monies responsibly. If you ever have any questions, please let us know. Please come in and see us. We couldn't have served the people we did without your help, and that is truly, that is from our hearts. We are very thankful.
Thank you very much, Sandy. I think for a lot of us, having the nonprofits come back and share is one of our very favorite parts. So we really appreciate all that you're doing. Okay, so on to a few statistics again. Starting with the average, the number of nonprofits in the hat. We've got 22 this quarter. We actually had 5 new nominations come in. 3 were pulled and we had 1 retirement. So we're up 1 from prior quarter. And just a reminder that your nominations do shape where our giving goes. And be sure to keep an eye out on the website. We've got a list of all the nonprofits, all of those that are ready to be, or that are out of the wait period from the hat and ready to be nominated. And if you're not sure if someone's been up before, our website has great information and you can always send us an email and double check. Also, I know some people aren't as comfortable speaking in the group. And just like this evening, Sarah Glenn was the delegated speaker. And so don't forget that we do have that option. We just need a 100+ member to be the one who gives that initial pitch. So with that, if you look at the average age of the nonprofits in the hat, we're at 523 days, so it's about 17 months. And that will go down quite a bit after this month because we'll talk about this in a sec. But as a reminder, this is our 2nd annual aged hat drawing. So it's going to become our new exciting January activity. So just as a reminder, when we talk, there's a lot of new members. Great to see all of you. So when we were looking at that chart prior, it's based on luck, right? When you get pulled out of the hat. And so definitely some nonprofits have been a little unlucky, shall we say, and they've gotten stuck in the hat. So the board took a look at it and we decided that we would implement an aged hat drawing. So this is our 2nd annual, last year was the 1st, and we will pull up to 3 nonprofits from the aged hat. And that means in the hat for 3 or more years. So we currently have 2 nonprofits that are aged, so they're automatically being chosen. And that means when we get to actually drawing from the red hat, we're just going to pull 1 to get to our 3. That makes sense? So if you look at it in terms of who's actually in the hat, a reminder, the blue are all of the new nominations we had come in this quarter. And then the 2 in red, the Door County Fire Chiefs Association and the Land Trust, were both in the aged hat. They would both been stuck for 3 years. So they will automatically present at the April meeting, and then we will pull 1 from the hat to get to the 3rd one. All righty. So tonight's main, we need to go to the hat. Almost forgot the hat. Okay, so thank you to Joan Cram and Beth Bauer. They validated that we had all of the little slips of paper in the hat. And so I need a volunteer to come up and pull the lucky 3rd one from the hat. Okay. Very good. Okay. So presenting in April will be the Miller Art Museum. Congratulations. Okay, so tonight's awards, the main award will be approximately 16,000 and the two runner-ups approximately 8,000. A plug and reminder that nonprofits are not paid until we have all paid. And so this is our plea to please get your checks in and also sign up for automatic deposits if you can, or contributions. And you can go to the website to pay, and you can always ask Ann Morgan or others for if you have any questions. Sorry, to flip my page here. All right, so with that, the main award goes to the Climate Change Coalition. Congratulations.
Okay, just a couple things before we wrap up. Please turn in your name tags, maybe just put it in your hand now so we don't forget. I often go home with mine. So anyway, remember to turn those in, sign the banner if you haven't already, and grab some business cards and, nonprofit representatives and people that presented back in the board, please go to the back of the room so we can get the pictures right away afterwards. So very good. And our next meeting is April 28th. So we hope to see you then. And here's a quote from Demi Moore. Thinking of those moments when we don't think we're smart enough or pretty enough or skinny enough or successful enough, or basically just not enough. Just put down the measuring stick, right? Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, here's our elevator pitch. Do good, feel good, gather, have fun with 100 plus WWC. Okay, everybody, safe travels home. Thank you for being here tonight.